Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself Southside on the show this evening is AK and my big mucker, Big Stevie. How are you, gentlemen?
Evening Southside, evening Big Stevie, evening Rangers Radio listeners.
Good evening, Southside. Good evening, AK. Good evening to the techie boys, everybody in the lobby. Yes, it's a big station serving a nation, and it's Freaky Friday.
How are you, AK?
Doing fine, pal, doing fine. Looking forward to the weekend as usual. Hopefully, chance to go top of the league. Here we come, Rangers.
It's it, positivity in the camp, mate. Momentum, Stevie, and we're looking forward to Sunday, big man.
Oof. I'm telling you now, man, I'm sweating like Pavarotti in a cake show. I can't wait till Sunday comes, man. I'm 16 again. I can't believe it. I'm actually 16 stone again. That's how I feel. Oh, absolutely brilliant, man. The Bears are doing us proud. Sorry.
Aye. It's all about momentum, big man. That's what it's about, Alex. And right now, we've got the feel-good factor. We've got players all wanting to get in the team now, looking to get that jersey. Plus, Phil's still having to do a bit of rotation just to keep the squad fresh and get some more legs into new players and players coming back for injury. So it's just about keeping momentum in the squad and making them hungry and keep them hungry.
That is, pal, aye, you're spot on there. 16 staying though, Stevie. Christ, that was Morelos on a good day.
I was in primary 3. It's like a bottle of wine, then we went to primary 4.
No, but you're right, Southside. The competition for places, we've got guys here bursting for a start. We've got competition there in the bench as well to change things. So brilliant. Everybody's bursting to play for the club and go out there and win the 3 points. So aye, keep it going, the Bears.
Aye, Steve, it's like you say, well, listen, we've travelled the length and breadth to follow the famous, and even although we've not been in good places, you've always feel positive that you think that we're going to do something because we love the club and we expect to win. But on that note, there's merry a bounce now about the support, isn't there, when you're meeting people as you're heading up to the game. Everybody's really looking forward to it. And just thinking, how many are we going to win by the day? We feel confident like we're going up to get the victory. Whereas before, if you remember the time we were at St Johnstone and the players and the UB were meeting the players, if you remember that day. So massive changes for when Gio was there, but just talking about the momentum, the support that we've got now, everything's just positive, isn't it?
Everything's bang on. Listen, it's all aligned. It's all starting to align. The momentum's absolutely fantastic. The team's galvanised, the crowd are galvanised, and one man's done it all, Big Phil. And by the way, we're all sleeping better at night now because we're putting teams away a wee bit better. Every Rangers fan wants us to win 5 and 6 nothing every week, but reality, as it is the new fighting for this title, it's points over performance. It's as plain as simple as that. But you're totally right, Southside. Going to the games now, there's a wee buzz, there's a wee spring on the Bears' steps. You're going to buses and going to trains to go and follow the team. It's absolutely fantastic. And I just can't wait till Sunday, man. I'm counting hours down. You know what I mean? Chopped pork and tequila rose. Here we come again, man. Absolutely brilliant.
Aye, Sunday morning breakfast, But I'll tell you what today, because we're going to get the phone lines opened early tonight, right? I'm hoping there'll be a lot of Rangers supporters out there who want to come on tonight and talk about the club and the positivity and where we are and where we're going. So what we'll do is I'll maybe just listen to the manager and we'll get his interview out the road. Aye.
Just before you go on, I got a letter of complaint from a guy complaining that me and you are always on this show mooching for tickets and all that. But listen, the boys got to understand something. We follow the team home and away. It's our duty to look for tickets as Rangers fans. It's our duty to buy them and go and support the team. And maybe that guy's just different for us, But I mean, at the end of the day, I can take a bit of criticism. I have come on and I've had tickets off to go bathrooms. I've had to dress up. as stewards to get in, and I've lied and cheated my way into some grunts, but sending letters to Rangers Radio I complained. Come on, where does it stop?
Is that right? That's disgusting. Listen, we have banter on here, mate, right? We get tickets, we apply for tickets, right? It's always banter. Don't get me wrong, if somebody, listen, with a generous offer, I'll come back to the boy. There was a boy sent in an email, mate, believe it or not, during the week, and said he couldn't make the game and was wanting his ticket for somebody to get the ticket used so that it didn't go unused. So we took up the offer and it got used that night for the gentleman that donated it into us, mate. So there you go. It works that way as well, but the person couldn't make it.
Can I just say one thing, pal? There are no beggars on here.
Correct. But no, listen.
I would like to thank Mr. Kelly for telling you that one. No way you came up with that one. That's too good for
Anyway, on that note, right, we'll listen to what Phil Clement had to say today in his interview, and then we'll get the phone lines open just after it, guys, if that's all right with you.
Magic.
Brilliant, mate. We just start with an injury update from the week. How's everyone looking ahead of Sunday?
That Rabbi, that's why I changed him also at halftime. He had a small muscle injury. So we made a scan to make control, and okay, it's clear there's a small thing. So he will not be available for this game. I think he will be back short term, but will for sure not be able to play this weekend.
Other than that, is everything else okay?
Yes, the same players stay out. Only Leon Balogun comes back. So we made the adjustments with his mask, so he can be in the selection. That's something for me to decide towards the game of Sunday.
Obviously, since the winter break, you've won all of your games, joint top of the league, still in 4 competitions. Well, already won one of them.
3.
Yeah, still in 3 competitions.
I wish it was 4, but it's 3.
You've already got one in the bag. Obviously, the team's playing really well, but how many more gears do you feel you have to go until the end of the season, until you feel you reach the peak level?
A lot. There's still much to become better. One thing, we have 3 new players who are just in the building. Fabio a little bit longer, but Oscar and Dio, they're just here. So they need to get used of everything, how to play, how their teammates run, the timings, to do the right things together. Although they do already a lot of good things, and they stepped really fast into the story, but a lot of to improve there. We had a lot of players. At one moment in December, it was 11 or 12 players injured. And we have several players who come out of a long-term injury, so they're not at their top for the moment. And I think I don't have the feeling there's one player in this squad who is like this is his maximum and he cannot become better. I don't have that idea. So there's still a lot of progression to make, and for sure in our work together to have the right timings and to do the right things at the right moments.
You expecting a tough game up at St Johnstone on Sunday?
Yeah, of course. It's always special. The away games, different kind of surface than at Ibrox, and teams who are super motivated to play against Rangers, because the longer you have a series of games that you win, the more the opponents are hungry to break that. So no, it's going to be a hard game,
Philip, you're obviously very respectful of every opponent you face, but given how tight it is at the top of the table, at what stage will you start considering goal difference, goal scored, etc.?
Not until the last game about goal difference and things like that, because I ask my players every game to score as many goals as possible. There's no difference there. It's not that we score 3 goals and I say, oh guys, now it's enough. No, I push them from the first day, and you saw already, because that first day we scored 4 against Hibs. I want them to be ambitious until from the first second until the last second to take the maximum out of every game. So there's no difference in approach now than it was 4 months ago, because I always want to take the best out of the game and the most out of the game. Every time I want to see a team like that.
Philippe, your team had 43 shots in the last game, but you also had 20 corners. I just wondered what you make of the set pieces from the team. Are you satisfied with them at the moment?
It's an interesting question because I've been looking deeper into that this week. I had the feeling we didn't create enough, but if you see the data until now in that period together, we are doing quite well, but we underperformed in scoring goals because we hit a few times the crossbar, and there were also really good saves of goalkeeper. So the goalkeepers overperformed against us until now in the data, if you speak about expected goals and things like that. Can it be better? Of course, it would be boring if it could not be better. So we're working on that also before every game to do the right things.
I noticed a number of elite clubs now have a set-piece coach. Aston Villa had great success, I think, with it. Is that something you might look at in the future for those specific?
No, because I love set pieces. And yeah, that's a thing of the past. But I think it was one of the reasons that I played a lot of games also, because I scored a lot of goals on set pieces. So that part I will not give away. Maybe other parts.
Can I ask about, you mentioned goalkeepers performing or overperforming against you. Your own goalkeeper seems to be performing at a very high level. How do you rate him in terms of the guys you've managed or even played in front of? And what does he bring to your team that allows you to play the way you want?
It's a really interesting question. Interesting press conference like that. If I say because as a manager, I cannot say much because I'm not that long a manager. It's only my 7th season now. If I say player and manager, everything together, and assistant manager, all these periods, I would say he's the best together with Mignolet, or out of this more than 30 years. Hard to think about that. But no, that's reality. The Czech together with Simon are the two best I ever met until now.
So highly then, you rate him very high?
Yeah, very highly. Yeah, because if people are talking about being in the England squad, that says enough, I think. Because for me, England will be one of the favorites now to win. So no, he's a really, really top goalkeeper for me. And not only that, but also top personality. Because you can be a really good goalkeeper, but not, for example, be a leader in the dressing room. But they both were. I need to say that about Simon also. And they're quite similar. Okay, they have some specific different qualities, but they were both leaders, with a lot of authority, but really natural, not like forced. I like both of the personalities.
Would it be a fitting reward if he is recalled by Gareth Southgate?
Yes, but that stays, what I said already a few times, that stays the decision of Mr. Southgate. He knows all the other goalkeepers. I don't watch all those games, so I cannot make comparison. But I can only say one thing, Jack is totally ready, point. And that's what I see every day, and every game he's proving that. He almost didn't have any downfall in that in all those 4 months together, so. He's a really, really top-class goalkeeper for me.
Philippe, is there any update on Kamal Bruce's time frame when he will be back available?
No, not yet, because we are going like really step by step. He trained today the first time, but with the second team. So that was the first step, to really make step by step to let it grow and to be sure he comes back in a good way.
Could he be back, within?
No, I don't want to take a time frame on that, because then I put pressure on my medical staff and on Kemar about that. I want him to be 100% fit when he's with me. And before that, he's working with them. Of course, with always my eye on that, because he still can be very important this season.
Is it difficult in that sense? You know, he's missed a lot of football. He'll be eager to come back. You have to slow him down as much as the medical team do as well.
Yeah, it's about good communication together, what is realistic or not, and not to do stupid things.
Well, gentlemen, there's a few things to take out for that. AK, Matondo picked up an injury, not going to make the squad, and I suppose the other one was Leon Balogun. Had his mask adjusted and back in the squad.
Yep. Aye, it's options that's available to him as well. Matondo's a funny one, but obviously making that change, it just wasn't you could say a poor performance. There was obviously a muscle or a tissue-related injury there. But we've got options though, thankfully that he's no overly missed. You know, we've got players to come off the bench there with Cortez and that. So we can juggle the pack accordingly. Balogun is a great option to come back into the team. I don't know whether they'll rush him back as soon as that. But obviously, if he's feeling comfortable, we've seen over the course of the years, there's plenty of guys that's wore the face mask. We Danilo obviously has wore it already this season. Maybe that's why they needed to adjust it. Maybe they just used his. But we've got Ben Davies there as well, Suter, Golson, so we're strong in that area of the park as well, pal.
Aye, Stevie, at least that's us getting the reasoning why your Oscar Cortez come on. I wasn't sure if it was just to get more minutes into him, but obviously Matondo's picked up an injury and that was the reason we've seen Cortez for the second half.
Aye, mate. I think it's just a case of there's probably nothing much wrong with Matondo, but he's just no risking him. He's just no one to risk him. I just think it is. He's got a big enough squad there now with everybody coming back, but man, see, when I hear that players have got muscle injuries and stuff like that, I just, you know what I mean? You're a young boy playing street football and from morning to the street lights come on and you played morning and night, and I don't get it. I know they're fit athletes and all the rest of it. I get that side of it, but come on, man. But I mean, what's a muscle knock? What's that? Is that a dead leg? What is it?
I think he was saying he had a thigh strain, something like that. But he's running at high intensity quite a lot, Stevie. He should be warmed up in that. He might have clashed in the game, never really noticed it, but and took the knock then, I don't know. But
walked off the park, we were there. He's walked off the park at half time brand new. I just listen, the man, who am I? Big Phil knows what he's talking about, but I just see when I hear things like that, I just wish Albert was a doctor, you know?
Do you know what surprised me actually, AK, and then I'll let you answer, Stevie. Obviously we've talked about it on here and it might not have been picked up a lot of traction here or there, but obviously it was starting to get mentioned and they brought up the fact of corner kicks. And he doesn't seem to think that since he's been in that we've had a poor return by the sounds of it. AK.
I thought it was actually quite big of the gaffer to take responsibility for it, because, as you say, we spoke about it. We spoke about it after the show, and I think it was George or Barry came up with some great stats about the amount of corners. When Stevie spoke about it months ago, I've spoken about it as well. It's been something that we've all spoke amongst themselves. So the fact that he's recognising that it is part of a problem in the team, but he's willing to take responsibility. But come on, we need to change something then. See if it's not working. Tavernier, surely put him in the box then, or on the edge of the box. Get somebody else to take the corners. Get runners coming onto it the way we spoke about the other night. But we also need brave people that's willing to put their head in where it hurts. I mean, I think Big Suter's one of the type of guys. Balogun's one of the type of guys. Well, I'm sorry, Connor Golson, you need to brave up and start putting your head in there. Big Dessers, I know. You've got two guys over 6 feet there and they jump about 5.5 feet. You know what I mean? It's no good enough, but at least he's recognising it and he's willing to take responsibility. But it was also interesting to see, are you going to get a specialist coach in there? And he's like, no, I'm not giving that up. I was good at the set pieces, so he'll get it right. I trust the gaffer.
Aye, listen, the main thing was just to get in, steady the ship, get the team playing. Now we've got silverware, and now we're in a league title race, and it's all guns blazing. I can put up with it to a point where if we're not going to score a lot off a set of pieces, but I'd like to think going forward for next season, it's something that we will be better at going forward, Stevie, because it is critical in games where you need to pick up goals, and there's a lot of teams in England in all different leagues all score for set piece corners. They all work on them, and it's something that we don't look very clever at the moment.
Listen, he gives an honest, genuine opinion of stuff, but I just think he's not going to let his guard down either, is he? He's not going to turn around and say, I've looked at it and we're not doing a lot, and it's something we need to work on. He's not going to do that. He's not going to let his guard down, I don't think. He will work on that, I think, behind the scenes. If he's watching what we're watching every week, it is worrying Southside. I mean, they'd be as well just putting the ball down and taking a short corner kick and starting again, wouldn't they? Let's be honest. It's either does they get by the first man or it's hit too heavy. And when it does go in the melting pot, there's no runners there, there's nobody running onto it. Come on. I mean, I watch it and I raised it 3 weeks ago or whenever I did, and it was starting to worry me at the fact that can nobody else take a corner apart from Tavernier or Ridvan or a free kick? Come on, there must be guys there with imagination. I mean, it's not just corner kicks for me. It's set pieces. I mean, let's be honest. Every time we get a foul, say 20 yards out in the middle of the park at the D, we're expecting either Ridvan or Tav to hit it, aren't we? So is every other team. So why not? Right, one of them's going to hit it, and then one of them just put it to the side. Somebody stands there and somebody else has a shot or something. A wee bit of imagination. That's all I'm thinking. But every other team thinks, well, it's got to be Tavernier or Ridvan hitting it. Or Borna or Tav, depending who's in the park. So why don't we... I mean, come on, a bit of imagination, man. It doesn't mean one of them can hit the free kick, but they don't need to shoot me. They can try something. You know what I mean? After training ground. But listen, the big man's Nolan. He's a very honest, hard-working manager, and his man management is fantastic. I've got every bit of trust in the guy, but he's not going to sit there, is he, and say, oh, I totally agree with what I've been hearing about corner kicks, and it's something we need to work on. He's probably quietly saying to himself behind his breath, we do maybe need to work on it, but, you know, I hope that's the case, and I'd like to see better results. I mean, come on, the last 2 games were 30 corner kicks or something, and we've done absolutely hee-haw. Hee-haw.
Stevie, see what it looks like the other night. See when we're coming out with the stats, the 43 shots at goal and 23 on target. It's like a dart player, 501. He's on a 9 darter. He's 8 perfect darts, and he's took 20 darts to finish off the leg. That's what it kind of looks like and feels like for the support, doesn't it? The fitbit is fantastic. We're creating so many goal opportunities, but we're missing the doubles. We're missing the goal, and that's where we need to start increasing our goal ratio, the XG as they call it. But no, you're right, mate. I agree with you. And by the way, see when you're talking about free kicks and stuff, you guys will remember like seeing Ferguson or that. You know, somebody passing it to the side, Davy Cooper even. Smacking it for there. We've got guys in that team now. Lawrence has proved they can have a dig for 25, 30 yards. Big Lundstrom's the same. So you're right, alter it up a bit.
That's what it's. I think, obviously, Tom Lawrence on the park, I think he should be able to hit a decent shot for the edge of the box. Listen, Tav's got good sort of stats to a point, right? He does score good free kicks. We've seen it. You know, he scored some crackers. But, like we say, you'd like to think even Cantwell should be able to hit a free kick, you know. Just change it up a bit. There was a corner just last week when he put the ball in, and it was a poor corner kick, and it led to something nearly happening at the front post, and we nearly got a goal with it. But I just think, I agree with you. I think we should do a bit of variation sometimes with the free kicks, and see if it brings us more fruitful stuff. Another thing I noticed was Lundstrom standing in the halfway line, marking one of their players. He's there 6 foot, you think we should get him in the box. And we've got Martin, somebody who they've pushed up the park. So, we need to change the corners. We need to have a bit more. We need to get a bit more variety into it and get more people on the end of things and look to try and create something. But anyway, I'm going to open the phone line, guys, because it's a phone-in show. So hopefully we'll get some people on early and we can get more chat about the Rangers. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Just a hint, you've heard the news, guys, but this afternoon the club released that Ian McMillan had passed away. A player that had played at the club and inducted into our Hall of Fame. Played over 200 games at Rangers and scored 55 goals. AK?
Very sad news to hear that. I was actually in seeing my dad this afternoon when I got news about it, and obviously it's before my time, but it was in his time. The wee Prime Minister, I believe, was his nickname. Lasted a fair age. It's great. Great stats, and he's been a great player. He's part of that famous team that rolls off the tongue of supporters for that generation. So our deepest thoughts and condolences go to his family tonight.
He's the team that he talks about: Stevie, Ritchie, Shearer, Caldo, Davis, McKinnon, Baxter, Henderson, McMillan, Miller, and Brandon Wilson, who, as we know, only played 5 games together, but part of that team. And he was also part of the Rangers team that played in the first European final.
It's no often a correct you, wingman. Is it no 8 games they played together?
I think that's only 5, mate.
Right, anyway, I'm sure we had this before. Anyway, aye, we did, didn't we? So what did you say the team was again? Give me that again, because I think you mixed it up there. Aye.
Ritchie, Shearer, Caldo, Davis, McKinnon, Baxter, Henderson, McMillan, Miller, Brandon Wilson.
Ritchie, Shearer, Caldo, Greg, McKinnon and Baxter. Is it no?
Well, Greg might have not played in that year there and played in another one. So if you check it out, because that team only played 5 games together. So obviously players come in and out it.
Who am I? I'm lying down to your superior knowledge, wingman. Okay.
Now, children.
And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. But it was the sad news that the club released today. And obviously I never seen him play either. I've heard many stories like we've talked about and that. But he was an inside forward. I believe he played in that position. And he was a lot of supporters back in the day said he was an integral part of the team. And done a great job while he was there. He was skillful, had great vision and that. So, it was just sad that. But 92 years of age, guys. So, he's had a good lifetime anyway, hasn't he? To be honest, at that age, getting to 92. I don't think any of us 3 will see 92.
Maybe reverse it.
Don't eat chop pork anyway.
Or tequila rose.
So my dad used to mention to be Prime Minister. He never taught me anything about the guy, but he would mention him talking about football players and Rangers, and if he was talking about inside forwards and forward lines or anything, I'm sure my dad brought him up a few times, because it was my dad used to say, man, Jim Forrest, dearie me, his goal return. I mean, these players, man. So he was a Hall of Famer as well, Southside.
Aye, mate. Inducted into the Hall of Fame and also into the Scottish Football Hall of Fame as well, Stevie.
Aye, magic. I wonder about his medals, what kind of many cups that he won with the Teddies, because I think that team did do well, didn't they? The one you rhymed off there,
Oh, you want more knowledge? You want me to put me on the spot here?
The show's all about, it's not for me.
I noticed you fire the bullets. I'll go with this: 2 League Cups, 3 Scottish Cups, and 4 leagues. Right there, you go.
There you go.
He survived your bullets there, Stevie. He survived them.
I think he's got a book open in front of him, by the way. That's what I think. You read
Oh,
that
I wish I would. I wish I did. I believe that's just from memory, but it's about that. I think somebody will be screaming, "No, you're wrong, big man!" But it's really about that.
Tell the truth, side you've got oxygen in your ear.
Aye, you can't talk at the moment with your teeth back, can he? So it's no good.
Yeah, I went Bugs Bunny and we heard that.
It's been pretty silent in the winter. No heard a jot. So I don't know.
Oh, brilliant. Quote on quote, you can eat an apple through a letterbox. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You're on the ice poles, it's a certain it.
He's got Elmer Fudd after him.
Anyway, back to the gaffer as well. Sorry, thoughts go. Everybody, Rangers Radio, thoughts go to the family. Ian McMillan, obviously, and that in the passing. He mentioned Jack Butland, AK, and he compared them to working with Simon Mignolet. It used to be at Liverpool. And he'd done I think he's played for somebody else down south as well. But he was talking about him at his time that he's coached him, and obviously Butland. And the guy just oozes a presence, doesn't he?
He does, and it's a good presence in the dressing room. He mentions as well the experience. He's a calming influence, obviously, for the back line of defence and for the whole team in general. He's a good guy to listen to. I mean, even when you're looking at the wee snippets of some of the videos, there's a wee bit of comedy there. There's a wee bit of, probably Alan McGregor, I think, was a similar character, although a wee bit more intense. I think Butland's more a relaxed sort of character, but he's certainly well thought of by all his teammates. So he's very trustworthy, and put it that way, with the gaffer and with his teammates. He's been a great signing.
Yep.
Stevie, I know you've not got a cardboard cut out of Big Jack, but he's been a breath of fresh air since he came in, hasn't he? He's looked the part which we thought he could be when we signed him.
Aye. Well, the way you feel that is, we've not forgot about McGregor, but it's made it a lot easier, innit? Well, we're all worried when he went who we were going to get to replace him. And let's be honest, the big man's been absolutely brilliant. And if I'm Mr. Gareth Southgate, I'm going to say something to that man. I hope he's listening, because I know a lot of English boys like listening to Rangers Radio, especially on Freaky Friday. I would say, Mr. Southgate, get the man in your squad and you'll be able to get a sleep at night. Trust me. Big man's a calming influence, he's a safe pair of hands, and he's a good big leader in our dressing room. No two ways about it, and a very confident and good-looking boy and all. There you go.
Aye. Greg was in it. I've just been told I'm going to HR on Monday.
Who's superior knowledge are you bound?
Listen. There is that team still played, right? I can argue as you want. That team still played, but aye. So aye. Listen, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about HR anyway. It doesn't bother me. No, I'm just trying to do my best. That's what I'll say. You know what I mean? If I get it wrong, I get it wrong, innit?
Slap me around on the south side, boy.
Well, not be the first time. Anyway, where are we? Jack Butland. When you compare him to Alan McGregor, as you said there, Stevie, listen, you'll have to be in for quite a while so we can really judge it, because Alan McGregor was and it is a year or two ago. I had him as one of is up there in Britain for a while. I still always said that I had Andy Gorham slightly above him, because I thought at one point Andy Gorham was probably one or the best in Britain at one time. And that's when Schmeichel was playing at Man United. I thought Gorham was sensational. I've never had McGregor in that bracket in his time. But Jack Butland, listen, he's at the right age. He's got the right credentials. And I just think as long as we've got him here, he's learning that he has to be called upon in big saves. He said big saves this season already. So I think he just fills the goal, mate, and he makes sure that the defence are on their toes.
Aye. Listen, you're talking about the goalie. I had the goalie in the top three in the world at one point behind Buffon, and Big Schmeichel and guys like that. A lot of good goalies out there, but at one point the goalie was a cat, man. I'll never forget the save for Big Pierre at Ibrox, man. What a save. But anyway, getting back to Butland, for me, Southside, he's nowhere near the stature of McGregor's got with the Rangers fans, but all I'm saying is he's made it very, very easy for us to forget McGregor a wee bit, if you know what I mean. I don't mean forget him as in, but no, I'm just saying he's come in there, he's been a calming influence, he's pulled off some great saves, and McGregor's been just put to the back of our heads a wee bit because he's been that good, and that's a great thing. And by the way, I think the Teddy Bears have valued him at 15 million quid and up. There you go. I heard that through a grapevine. Whether it's any truth in the matter, it's all rumourville, but I wouldn't be letting him go for any less than 20, me personally. The keepers, thank God, the Man United goalie, 47 million quid. Nanu or whatever he's called, dearie me, couldn't keep heads out of midden.
Aye, it's, as I said on earlier, I'm surprised that they didn't even have a look at him when he was there. They had him as third choice. I think Dean Henderson was maybe there at the time, and then I don't know if he went back or he moved on, I can't remember. But no, I'm glad we've got him. I don't really want to sell him, and I don't even like putting a figure or saying even 15 to 20 million, to be honest. I'm hoping he's here for the long haul, at least maybe 3-4 seasons. I'd like to think he'll maybe see his contract out, Stevie. He'll get the bug playing in the big games, aka European nights. We're in the last 16 of Europe, and we're going for league titles. Games come thick and fast, so I think he must be loving it up here, AK.
I think you're right there, pal. And the best compliment I could give him is just some players just fit certain clubs. You know, when Gascoigne came to Rangers, he just fitted right in, and it was his sort of club, you know, and he loved the mindset of the club, the players, the supporters, and obviously enjoyed lifting some silverware. So I think Butland comes into that category. He's dodged about a few clubs in England, played at a very good level for a lot of years, but he probably thought his big move to Man United, he could establish himself as a first pick, you know, but it never materialised that way for him. Obviously, managers change and they get their own players in, and I think that's how they've got their keeper in there now. But I tell you, that's to our advantage. Beale, to be fair to him, he has recognised that fact. Came in there, it was big gloves to fill, losing Alan McGregor. Of course it is, the guy's been a legend, Hall of Famer for a lot of years at our club, but Butland's come in there, not a problem, took up the mantle, and he's been a great signing for us.
Aye, that's about one bit of credit I think we can give him now, Stevie, Beale, that we managed to get Butland in. But the manager says he's a big influence in the dressing room and that. He's talked about that, and probably a leader. And he seems to come across like that type of character for what you see wee snippets of him. So he's driven, mate, and I think he knows what he's landed in his feet. He's at a big club and we win every week now. And I just think that's something that you wouldn't get that down in England, Stevie. You know, he might get maybe more money and he might be playing in the Premiership where he probably will want to go in time. I believe he will. But at the moment, I just think, why would you want to leave even now? Even if a big bid came in, I'd like to think Rangers would turn down a bid of 15 million, but to be honest, I think they would probably take it. And that's what worries me a wee bit.
One thing he'll not get done south when he's got up Beers a song. Super Jack Butland and go. Come on, Eddie Charles. Brilliant, man. Listen, the important thing you've said there is, let's hope the boys get the bug. Big Seaman's get the bug. Big Seaman was sitting in the EH and Edmiston House giving it, I want to remain here, I want to stay here. But unfortunately for these boys, it might be priced out of getting them. But they've got the bug, they fell in love with the club. And I can see Jack Butland the exact same. I think he's in heaven now. Blue heaven at that. He's came for playing reserve football, let's be honest. He wasn't getting on. He's came to a club like Rangers. He's been playing in Europe. I mean, he's away to Seville. We played Betis. He probably never seen away support like that. He's won a trophy at Hampden. He's got himself a wee song, and he's doing no too bad. don't know. He must be loving life, by the way. I wish I could get a wee
There is. Just on cue.
Brilliant.
Oh, I think the techie boys are making up for last Friday, maybe.
I couldn't geese that tune or nothing. Can't get me shut up tonight. But no, I was Dundee away. I think it was that one he was standing at the side of the park. Took him a while to come up for the other end at the final whistle and the whole end. That was the night we had the firework display, I think, that night and all, wasn't it? It was a good night. We lit up Dundee, I'll say that, did we know?
And Lammer scored a screamer.
There we go, aye. Look how far we've came now. We've got Dessler scored that night and all, didn't he? He scored a good... And he's no stop scoring when he's... by the way, fair play to the big man. Listen, he could have had 3, probably 4. He could probably had 4 on the right. Listen, he scored 2, and they weren't the easiest chances, were they, Stevie?
Listen, mate, I've been banging on about Dezzers. Don't be giving me your ass carry on about big Dezzers. I'm a fan. We've seen the worst of the boy. We really have. He came, he never hit the ground running. Everybody was right to criticise him. Some of the criticism was over the top, man, and made it easy for all these left-wing media, just let's say, to jump on him and slaughter the boy. But one thing about him, he shrugged it off. He's never melted it. He's never had for it. And he's got on with it. And by the way, we've seen the worst of it, and the big man's only going to get better. Now, what I would be doing if I was a Rangers fan, the transfer window's shut. We're not getting Shanklin. We're not getting all these other players. We've got what was in front of us. And now's the time just to get behind them.
Aye, listen, I was glad he got on the goal trail because obviously he'd been out the last couple of teams and Silva had started AK and he'd been in a wee run of form where he'd been scoring a goal a game more or less, and he had the crucial goal against St Mirren at Love Street. So aye, it was good to see him. I'll be honest, I think he looks slimmer a bit. I think he looks a wee bit quicker and fitter. He doesn't seem to be running offside as much as he was. So I'm just hoping he keeps scoring because everybody's got to contribute. So while he's in the team and on another night, he would probably have scored 4.
Southside.
Aye, when you go, Stevie.
No, how you're on the chair, Southside. You're the captain tonight.
Aye.
Stats? What's his stats? Not trying to put you under pressure. What's Dezzle?
You're at it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm in the chair, right, and I'll do a bit of delegation. Sorry, I'll do a bit of delegation. I'll get a techie team onto it, all right? So is that all right with you, big man?
Listen, that's perfect with me, but you don't like there with drinking and 40 ounce on Friday. You know what's happening there?
Well, if his stats are a wee bit off, it'll be nothing like the ones I gave out earlier.
We need to be some teams listening.
I think off the top of my head, Southside, I think he's got 10 league goals now, and I think he's got 14 in total. So, listen, Stevie's right. We can mump and moan about we should have got Shanklin, we should have got the established striker that we were all looking for and we were hoping for. But listen, I think finances is tight. There was an interview with James Taylor there through the week, and he was basically telling you that the finances is tight, so we couldn't really afford the likes to go for a Shanklin, David Majowski or that. So we've got Silva in, we've got Diamondi in, and we've got Cortez in. I think they've improved their team going forward. They're exciting young players. We would have loved to have scored more goals. There's no doubt about that. The goal opportunities that we're creating, shots on goal, we should have been scoring more, but we didn't. But we won the game. We draw level with them, and we can go tap to that league now at any opportunity. We're giving them slipping up. We win. We go attack them. So it doesn't particularly matter the now about goal difference. Come the end of the season, aye. But right now, it's about getting the points on the board.
Talking about somebody that scores regularly, I think we've been joined by old Davey.
How you doing, guys?
Evening, David.
Stevie, don't encourage them. Come on.
How you doing, David?
I am doing fine. I was listening to your team selection there about Greg McKinnon Baxter, you know, and you said Davis, and I was jumping up going, no. It wasn't Davis. Davis was before John Gregg. But that was irrelevant. But I got a text from somebody saying,
he'll need to get that phone sorted. He's just, I don't know what happens, man. He just gets cut off.
Maybe drop him just because he told you Southside.
You'll come on like, oh, you just, it wasn't me. It was technology, but it wasn't me. So I'll be back in a minute. He knows, I don't know where he is. Maybe he's in the attic talking or something. I don't know. Oh, we're back. Davey boy.
When are you going to stop doing this to me?
I don't know what you're doing, Davey. Honestly, you just disappeared there, pal.
This phone cost me $1,000.
Well, you might go out the attic.
I go to Go bathrooms for 50% off.
Well done, David. Well done.
Nah, I'd just like to pay my respects to the McMillan family. God rest his soul. He was a great. I've seen him many times when I was young. I was about 14, 15. And he was a broad player. He played there. Great career. Rangers, man, right through. Very proper gentleman when he was talking. So I'd just like to pay my respects to him, guys. Regarding... Sorry, carry on.
No, on you go, David, on you go.
I just said, well said, David, that was all.
Yeah, thank you. I was just picked up on... I was listening to Clement earlier today, and he was getting... I was on last night talking about the bias sort of reporting that goes on in that press room, but we're not going to go doing that. We've been doing that. It was just, he was asked about the state of the pitches and what he thought about the parks. Don't know if you picked up on that, did you?
I did.
Aye, David, aye.
And he was saying, he was asked about what was it like in other places he's been managers, and he says, well, it's been a lot better than what we've got, and he says they could be vastly improved. But I think, this is only my opinion, guys, I think there should be somebody, some kind of body in the Football Association that inspects these parks and makes them, keep them in a decent condition. Because as far as I'm concerned, they don't care if they're playing Rangers. They like it like that. So they're not going to improve it. And that shouldn't be allowed to do that. What do you think of that?
Stevie?
Listen to Clement. He was talking about even one of the people, I think he mentioned St Mirren, said to him, look, we think the park's a disgrace as well. We want better than that. So the people are admitting it themselves, what's happening, you know. But listen, Ibrox is like a bowling green. It's the best park in the division by a mile, in the Premiership in a mile. And I'm looking at other one. Obviously, you've got them at the East End. Their part will be actually no bad, but that's a bit patchy in places I know I've been noticing. So they're probably not been paying the light bill, no? So anyway, the rest of them, see the old plastico and all that, they've got to go. It should be grass all the way. So there's different bits and bobs you can take out of it. David, can I ask you a question? Know how you come on and you corrected Southside there about Davis?
No, I never corrected him. I just picked him up. I picked up on it. I would never correct that man. Just like yourself. Carry on.
I would prefer you to correct him, but it was Harold Davis. Was it Harold Davis? Southside was on there.
Yes.
Aye.
He was built like a Lavie.
Yes, Harold Davis was a soldier. That's the man that was shot, right? He was shot a couple of times.
Aye.
Yeah, aye. That was a great Rangers man. He was like Bobby Shearer. They could run through a brick wall and they wouldn't even break their nose.
Aye, but we've got Golson.
Oh, I'll pass on that one. I'll pass.
See,
Harold Davis was shot during the war off the leg and could play football more than in the night, and we've got Matondo getting after a muscle injury.
Did we not have... We had Chris Burke, did he not take sunstroke up at Aberdeen before the game? I remember it all. Aye, there you go. That's what you put it into. But no, we've got a good medical team now. The thing is, I think, Davey, and I'll come to Alex, Clement looks to be in top of the medical side of it. He wants to know, and he's doing the recovery to the players. And you heard Tom Lawrence, he was talking earlier in an interview, and he said he's got his own programme that he does, and it seems to be working. So he's making sure that none of these players are coming back before they're ready. Yeah, and I think that'll include Kemar Roof and all. I don't know how you'll ever get him ready, but he might come back.
The man's a magician at how he explains himself. He only tells him what he wants him to know. And see, when he was questioned about Matondo, and he said to him, and we're all wondering, I had an idea, Matondo, because Matondo wasn't too great in the first half, and I was surprised the wee guy come on Cortez. And I think he was just saying he's got a wee, rather than say, he can't come out and say, I took him off because I thought the other boy would be a better player. That's how subtle that guy is. So he just went around about it and said, we got a wee niggly problem. And that was it. That was the answer to the question.
Aye. Alex Cortez, he's looked a breath of fresh air in the bits that we've seen him, hasn't he?
I've been very impressed with him. He's direct. He's got good control on the ball. He's looking for intricate 1-2s, and we're just waiting to see if he's got a finish on him for goal scoring. But looking forward to him. But go back to what Davies said there about manager being a magician. I think he is, because he's made Cifuentes and Lammers to disappear. The man's a genius.
Aye, he made Lammers disappear, and he seems to have been doing all right for wee bits and bobs I've heard. But as I've always said on here, I don't care. I know he's still a Rangers player now, but it doesn't bother me. Once he leave. He's on loan. If he does well, other clubs want him, then we might get decent money for him back. I don't think he'll come back, but you never know under Phil Clement. It'll be up to him, Stevie. Because there will be one or two players that probably will stay that we might be surprised at, but I think we're expecting a wee bit of an exodus come the summer.
Well, we're hoping they will. I mean, guys like Roof, Ben Davis, all these guys, you want all them to go, surely, man. I mean, even if they went for nothing, look at the wages that they're freeing up. Man, you're talking, what's Roof on? Let's be honest, about 25, 30, maybe.
Yeah, you could be on around about that, Stevie, aye.
But there you go. Just that one guy, Ben Davis, and all the rest of them. Scott Wright, all these guys, you've got to get rid of them. We're hoping for all these guys, Lammers and guys like that to go. But we need to stop now being nice. As a business side of things, we need to stop being nice. Beale made a few boo-boos, and he also brought in a couple of good ones and all. We've got to be fair, but most of them, come on. And Big Desert's he's starting to prove us wrong. He's starting to change my minds a wee bit. Some people will still say, no, get rid of him, he's no. But me personally, I think if the big man keeps going the way he's gone, why not have somebody as the first striker and him as the second one? I think it'd be a good stand-in, but I'm not saying Des is a complete striker by any manner of means, but I'm just saying, at first, well, man, I hope he hangs on to Lammers and goes out the door, but it's not been, he's just turned my heads, he really has. But you're right, we need to draw a line, get rid of all these players that are guys like Roof. They're not good to sitting in that. Great player, great finisher, we all know what he can do, but he's not good sitting in a stand. Absolutely. Aye. And can I say something, Southside? Mm-hmm. David, quote unquote, it's quote of the week for you. When we're talking about corners, you came on and said, I would be more worried if we weren't getting corners.
Correct.
And that was class, Davey, by the way. I came off the other night and I thought about that, and you're totally right. You know, I'd be more worried if the teams are all down the other end of the ground. You know, we're hammering teams away, and that's why we're getting so many corners, which is a good thing. I just wish we were more clinical, that's all. But quote unquote, David, quote of the Big Stevie's giving you quote of the week. Okay.
I would have thought it would have been better to put the ball in the net and not worry about the corner, because we're not dangerous for them anyway. But that's just me, no. But I know what you're saying, Davey. It's you're on the front foot and teams are defending, and then when you get that corner, as we've spoke about, Davey, and the manager said he's the sort of in charge of the set pieces. You want to be more fruitful, but you want to see something, make the goalie make a save. I'm struggling really to remember many games where we've made the goalie make many a save. He said we hit the bar 3 times. I know Balogun hit the bar in one, but that was at Aberdeen. I don't even know if that was a corner. It might have been a set piece. But no, we need to look more dangerous. You need to get at least 10 goals a season, you'd think. Or even in the first half of the season, if you're working on it, you'd like to think you could pick up 10 goals between the start of the season, surely, and Christmas. You could think you could score for a corner kick. Surely you've got to think that's a decent amount, is it not?
Yeah, I agree with you there, Susie. But my philosophy on that is that if you're taking a corner into where you've got nearly 20 odd players in a congested area, you've got to try and play short a few times and then get them to come out a wee bit.
Hey, I'm looking for a guaranteed way to lose money. Do you have any tips? Oh, you should join.
But even sorry,
yeah, but the top 2%.
Sorry, I'll apologise, Davey. I don't know what this technical team's up to, like you said. We had nothing last week, and now we're just getting interrupted this week, mate, so I apologise.
I thought that was my windy cleaner's husband. Anyway, what I was saying about the corner kicks is if you're playing into a congested area, you've got to get a break of the ball, and that's not been happening. It's all right saying the corners are only good, and that's no good. But when you've got all the players there, you've got to try and bring them out, get them to come out a wee bit. And if you're taking it short, they'll disperse a wee bit, so you've got a wee bit of room to move. But we just seem to be just banging it in there all the time. But it's come on, see. I think they'll try and work on that. They've got to do something there.
Aye, David, listen, if we can get it going for next season, I'm not that worried. If we can pick up a couple, AK, going forward, half set pieces and corners. Listen, you've got Tom Lawrence and you had Cantwell standing at the edge of the box. If you had one of them taking, if you probably said Cantwell take the corner, put Tav at the edge of the box, you could probably even try and play the ball at the edge of the 18-yard box and see if one of them could hit a volley. If you're practicing that often enough, something different, because they'd 3 lumps of wood in that box, Ross County. You've seen the size of them. We've only got Golson and Suter who can actually attempt to attack a ball, and they're not very good at it in the opposition box. So you've got 3 lumps of wood, and we've got 2 players that you're hoping is going to go on the end or something. And Dessers maybe should, you think, being the striker, should be able to maybe go on the end of something as well. But that's it for us, basically. And if the ball traps to the edge of the box, fine. But that's all we've got, AK.
Oh, well, the guy spoke about it in detail there, and I don't know if he's still listening, but if you could phone in again and tell the guys, because it was a great call, but he made some valid points. He's like, if you're looking for swinging a ball into the corner kick, the chances of you winning that header for a standing position is a lot less, rather than if somebody's running for the edge of the box and looking to meet it, penalty spot, a Richard Goff or a Big Butcher or somebody like that, So it's obviously ways and means to get round about it, but you're right as well, becoming predictable the way we're doing is no good, because the opposition basically know what we're doing before we've took it, because it's the same old. So we need to change it up a bit. We need to, as I say, I would take Tavernier and be Red Van off at the corners and let somebody else deliver it into the ball. And he's firing it into a keeper there that's over 6 feet. So basically, he should be winning it all the time. fire it into the penalty spot either. Let your runners come onto it, or else do a short corner and deliver it into a different angle into the box. But there's just some things that he needs to mix up a bit. But I'm sure he'll work on it because he's recognised it. So that's a good thing that he's actually speaking about it. But
It was good to hear somebody ask him today. Well, talking about that, if you guys would like to get yourselves in mute, it's at that time we're going to have a tune.
The famous RFC. Na 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 the famous RFC. Na 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 the famous RFC.
What a tune. Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for February the 17th. My first selection this weekend is Bristol City to beat Queen's Park Rangers. My second selection is Newcastle to beat Bournemouth. My third selection is Aston Villa to beat Fulham away from home. My fourth selection is Derby to beat Stevenage. The fifth selection is St Mirren to beat Livingston away from home. And my last selection is Falkirk to beat Hamilton. If you take all six, it pays 71.5 to 1. Well, Davy.
I am here.
I suppose if that comes in and you bet it, you'll be able to get your windies washed for a few years.
Well, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best, Suicide, because a lot of times you take a lot of abuse for certain people. But I've got a couple of wee doubters there for you, but I'm not going to. I don't want to put the okie cokey on it. I hope you get it out, son.
Oh, thank you very much. Aye, Stevie, you can come in. You can come in, mate.
All the listeners out there, if that comes in, I'll wash all Davy's windies for a year naked. Okay.
I'll tell you what, this makes it even better. Yeah, Alex, and see if you do that, we're going to video it and put it out there for the nation.
I thought that was Stevie in the black dress.
Alec,
Brilliant, brilliant.
I've got black shoes and black gloves. I'm like the five of spades.
Hope Davy's got loads of windies in the second flare or something. Hey,
Oh,
Davy.
brilliant. That's brilliant. The only difference between that and that wee video I put on, it was she didn't have a pie in her on.
Right. We'll get back to the team for them on Sunday as we go up here. Listen, this is a massive game. 12 o'clock kick-off. Place will be rocking in the Rangers end. Expectation is we're going up there, get the 3 points and hopefully score a few goals. And as we touched on, AK, then I'll come to Davy. The surface isn't usually great up there, you know. It's no great, but job's to be done. Got to be professional, and we've got to get the result, AK.
Aye, well, listen, you're right. And we've seen a couple of weeks ago at Paisley, the gaffer picked a different team to suit that occasion. There was a lot of people kind of head scratching, going, "What's he doing here? What's this sort of team?" But you know what? We won. We got the 3 points and we were out of town. So I think he might do similar tomorrow. Pick a team for the occasion, for the park, and for what's going to face us. So there might be changes. I think there will be changes for the team we had there on Wednesday.
I'll come through. We'll go through a team just shortly, and if you've picked one, we'll maybe hear your team. Davy, I just think it's just all about winning on Sunday. It's points, our performance, and obviously we want to try and keep hitting a few goals. But the most important thing is to keep winning. That's for me. That's the most important thing.
We keep winning, we win the league. That's the bottom line. And they know that. We know that now, and the team knows it now. And so does that Mankey mob, the smelly mob. They know that we're on their coats, so that's a bit of pressure that they've not had for a while. And regarding the park, I thought I mentioned that earlier, but I don't care. You always get that part like that. And they leave it like that. I can guarantee you they leave it like that. If that's ploughed on the week before, there's very little maintenance done to it when Rangers are coming to town. As you say, they've got to beat them. It's the same for them, but it benefits them there because they can't play football.
The thing is, to be honest, the park shouldn't be like that. They should be as flat. I mean, Darvel showed everybody up last year when they played Aberdeen, or whatever it was. Their park and their surface was amazing, you know. In Scottish football, you've seen it. Even St Mirren, as the manager alluded to as well, Stevie, he touched on it. He actually said that they weren't happy with it. He said they weren't happy with the surface because he'd spoke to them. But the parts should be in a decent condition because you're going to watch football. You want to see a good product. You want to see flowing football if you can. But I think the Sunday, I don't see St Johnstone being very adventurous at all.
I'll tell you right now, Southside, I agree with David. It'll be a cow field. You think a farmer would be ploughing it? I'm telling you right now, it'll be an absolute joke. It's one way they try and level it, the bring us down a peg or two. That's what these other teams do with the plastic pitches, and it's a kind of leveler on it. But we should be able to tuck them away. Look, the parts. Look, we need to get it right. Scottish football needs to get the product right. We undersell it. Our stadium, Hampden, it's just a absolute joke. You're too far away from the ground. You can't get part. The product for top to bottom is totally. It needs ripped up and started again. It really does, because I guarantee you, St Johnstone, it'll be like a farmer's park. It really will. Talk about farmers. Do you hear about the farmer that died? He had a big turn up at his funeral.
Oh, dearie. No bad.
Was it? I was going to keep up for the bus Sunday.
Right.
Anyway.
If you're talking about, what was I saying, like, if we're looking at it, did you pick a team, Alex? Or I was going to run through players, but
I've got a team, but I like the style you done it last week. So if you've got something in Big Stevie and Davey, we could pick a team amongst us.
Well, if it's different for when we'll ask about, if you want, you can fling in your player. But we can all agree Jack Butland's playing right. barring he's got an injury or anything happens, he's playing, so we can guarantee that. I think Tav will play right back, Stevie. I think it will be Golson, Suter and Ridvan. But do you see anything different? Do you think Balogun might come in, or Davis?
No, I think he'll just go with Suter and the big one. I just think he'll go with Suter and Golson. I think he'll stick with that for some strange reason. Maybe Big Balogun. They said they've adjusted his mass, no Big Zorro, so I don't know what he'll do there. He might put Big Balogun in if he's, because he'll be wanting to keep him going with minutes, these legs and stuff like that, keep him match fit. So that's a good shout, Southside. That might be Balogun.
David,
I won't be Tav, and he'll go with me Ridvan.
David, what do you think? Do you think Balogun could get minutes starting, or do you think he'll stick with Suter the now and just keep that defence the way it's been?
If Balogun hadn't sustained that injury, I would be inclined to say probably, but not the way they are now. I think the only difference for the game midweek will be Cortez for the B-man, and that'll be the starting 11. But you can't tell because he's a very shrewd man. He knows who's going to be able to play better on that. So he might surprise us all.
I think it's a decent game. Probably when you look at the opposition, AK, and I don't expect him to bring a big threat. And saying that, Levine might come out and he'll have a go towards the end, but I don't think he's going to come out gung-ho for the start. We should be on the front foot. We should be doing all the attacking. So do you see Balogun maybe getting a chance instead of Suter, or do you just think you'll keep it, or did you have a different defence?
No, I've threw it up. You should know me by now. I'm with the corner kicks. Just try something different and throw it up. But the thing with the St Johnstone's recent form there, out of their last 9 games, they've only won 1. They don't score a lot of goals. They don't concede a lot of goals. So I can see it be a tight 1-0, maybe 2-0, maybe 2-1 for us, hopefully. Hopefully we get the 3 points. I don't see it being a big goal-scoring contest, really, at all. I know the way Levine will set up. He usually sets up a 4-5-1. So that's just the type that he is. But my back four had Butland, Tavernier, Suter. I was bringing in Ben Davies and I was putting Barisic in there because I think his delivery into the area could cause them problems, and hopefully we've got Dessers on the end of them.
I just heard. I think I heard correctly. Did you say 2-1? You're gonna go again. You're gonna go again. You're gonna go.
I also said 1-0 or 2-0. Also said 1-0.
That's all right, but I just can't go this stuff. You're gonna go against the Rangers, man. Disgusting behaviour. Anyway, it's a phone-in show, so hopefully we'll maybe get a few more callers in. Because listen, we're going for a league title here. Everything's positive. We've got the momentum. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, so if we've worked that out and we think we've got that sort of defence covered, sort of who's been playing more regular than others, midfield, obviously, you'd think it'll be Lundstrom, and most people will probably think it'll be Tom Lawrence since he done the press conference, Davey. What do you think?
Aye, definitely, 100%. I'm more concerned about people getting nobbled and getting at this stage of the season. If we can win Bridgman 1-0, but I don't care, as long as we bring the 3 points back and no injuries, that'll do it for me. And then we're still on their tail.
That's what it's all about. We've got to into this position now, Stevie. Like we said, we wanted to get to here. And now it's a shootout to the end of the season. I know Sterling will come back into the squad tomorrow. If you look at it, do you see him would you see him try to pitch him in anywhere? If he's thinking of just try to keep the midfield tight, get him to run about, get on the ball, or do you think we need to keep Tom Lawrence? They're going to play dogged, and we need players that's going to create chances on the park.
Aye, I think he's got to go with Lawrence. And he'll bring a big man on at some point because he's always trying to give people minutes to legs and keep them ticking out. He's trying to keep everybody ticking out, which isn't a bad thing. Look, the tone's got to be set right here tomorrow. You're totally right. We're chasing a league title here, man. Everything's got to be bang on. The big Clement fellow will have everything sorted out for these boys. They'll all know what their jobs are. They'll all know what they've got to do. And it's the same with us. The tone's got to be set with the fans and all. I hope when we get into this stadium tomorrow, Sunday, Southside, the UB have got some decent card display, or they've got something, and the atmosphere's just electric for the off, and we sing our hearts out with a full night. Everything for everyone. Is that not a cry now? So it's good. We've all got to be in page and alignment. So I just think we're going for the jugular here. You can't have too many sitting players on. I think you've got to go with Tom Lawrence, who can create. Cantwell can create stuff, and you've got Big Looney there sweeping everything up in the midfield. I think that would be my midfield. What do you think?
I was thinking nobody's gave Raskin a mention. I mean, he played his last game against St Mirren. His stats were actually good in that game for his pass completion and chasing, harassing, going on the ball, tackles won, chasing back. His stats were up there. It's probably the best in that midfield that day. But he's took him back out. And then I'm just thinking, AK, he's obviously... We've seen him at regular since he sort of signed him and Cantwell, but now, since he's come back for his injury, Clement will no fling him in at all. Obviously, we've got Diamandi and all, who probably could go into the middle of the park beside Lundstrom, because he did say he played him a bit higher up. So we've got options, AK.
Oh, 100%. And as I say, I think everybody was surprised with the lineup that day at St Mirren, but obviously he'd walked in the park, he'd seen it was quite rutted, it was quite dry. He knew the physicality that St Mirren would be bringing to the game. I think our midfield that day was Lundstrom, who was that again? I picked Raskin, and it was quite a physical. Hold on, I just put it in.
Who's that against St Mirren? Sterling played.
Sterling and Raskin, aye. So it was a physical element that he was expecting to the game. So who's to say that he might not go with that again? But for me, I thought Lawrence was man of match on Wednesday. He listened to him the day. He said he's feeling good. He's feeling up for it. He's on his own physical programme, which he's happy about. And I think him and Lundstrom are really pulling the strings again in that midfield, along with Cantwell running off them. If we got Cortez involved, possibly Silva later on, I wouldn't start Silva, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be his type of game. So, but we've certainly got options there, pal.
Aye, so we probably reckon then it's going to be Lundstrom and Tom Lawrence, and it might be the two that will sit in there with the licence to go forward. Lawrence probably on the left. I would think, Davey, you're saying you don't think there'll be much difference in change, so I take it you'll be thinking because Matondo's out, you'll start with Cortez on the left, Cantwell in the middle, and Matondo and McCausland on the right.
Yeah. Definitely, I'll go with that. I thought Sterling was still out for another game, obviously, wasn't he? I thought he got two. Was that 2 games he got banned for?
But I appealed it, so it's a 2-game ban.
So he can still make it tomorrow on Sunday.
Aye.
He's had missed a cup game in a league game.
Oh, that's just wondering how he was available. That's great. No, brilliant. Yeah, that's another thing that Clement might have up his sleeve. You don't know. The guy's a great thing now, guys. Is we have got the squad now. And these guys that are playing, you're talking about Raskins, they know if you're in that team and you're playing out your skin, you'll keep that jersey. And I don't think, I'm sorry to say, Raskin wasn't doing himself much favours there. So he's got to battle his way back in there. And if he gets a chance, he's got to grab it. And Clement will probably see that as well.
I think Clement will know, Makey, for his time when he was in Belgium and stuff. Listen, Raskin, apart from his passing, which we criticise him on quite a bit, he gets about, he wins tackles, he tries to go on the ball, he tries to play forward. A bit further forward, he's had a few shots at goal, nicked the odd goal here or there. But just since he's come back from injury, Clement's just no flinging him straight back into it. And we've got other players at the moment, with Lundstrom one, and probably Tom Lawrence, who now at the moment has got the shirt unless he wants to change it. It'll be down to whether he wants to change it or no. And Diamondi obviously is an extra cog in the wheel in there that's going to be pushing for a place as well.
Aye, you're right. I mean, the football pal, it's, as you know as well as anybody, there are different ways to win a match. You know, you can have the pretty footballers on the park, but if the park's not playable to play the game that they like to play, then, you know, inevitably you're not going to win the match. And that's what Clement's there for. He's there to get the 3 points. And if he needs to change the team up, you need dogs in the team to do the dirty work. You know, sometimes you've just got to roll your sleeves up and get in about them, you know, and hopefully cause a bit of physicality in the team and upset your opposition. But at the end of the day, it's about results now, isn't it? So no matter how we play, we've got players in our team that can hurt our opposition. Clement will look at it, see if it's working out. If it's not working out, then they'll make the changes, hopefully suitable for the occasion to get the win.
And the $64 million question, big man, Stevie, is it Dessers or will it be Silva, do you think?
I thought you were going to say, is it mince pie or steak pie? My blood was gone there.
Well, be steak pie all day long, mate.
Correct, you're totally right. I'm an easy man to assassinate, aren't I? Deserts, go to be Deserts for me. Aye, I would play the big man. It's got to be a physical game, and I think the big man will get in about it a wee bit more. But I think you'll see the boy on the silver at some point. 100%.
Aye, listen, Silva's looked decent. He's looked a lot more fitter, Davey. He's looking a lot sharper. He's obviously wanting to get involved in the game. He can come slightly deep and carry the ball up. His link-up play's been pretty good, but I would probably stick with Dessers on Sunday. I would play him. I just think, I don't think he'll be there long-term. I don't, but at the moment, he's looking sharper. He's looking a bit leaner and fitter for me than what we've seen him. He knows the system now. He knows the tactics. It's been explained to him. When Clement had him on a plane before bet, as he explained and said to him, I want you to do this and that. So I think you're starting to... He knows what's needed now, Davey. And I just think he's done a wee bit of luck at times, and he could have had 3 or 4 the other night. I thought the one that hit the post was unlucky. But I just think on Sunday, I would probably use Dessers before Silva.
Yeah, I would go with that all day long. I think that we're getting to we're always talking about 2 players for each position, but I feel I would like to have another McCausland on the bench. I'm not going to bring out the guy's name all the time, but the wee guy, when he comes on, just is no doing a business. But I think Clement realises that's all he's got to choose for. And it's basically just doing because he's got a wee turn of speed. But Dessers, you got to start with Dessers there Sunday.
Aye, the wee man didn't take his chance the other week. Scott Wright, he was disappointing. I'll be honest. I was looking for a bit more. I mean, he's got a level of skill, but for some reason we just can't. When he's been gave chances and that, he's just no done enough. Especially the last game I watched him, but. Listen, support him if he's in the team. Hey, Stevie?
He's an imposter. He should never wear that jersey.
Listen, I know, but at the end of the day, we need them to perform when they're on the park until the end of the season. They've got to contribute. That's what we look for. And when he gets on, he should try and impact the game, mate. That's what we're looking for. All these players need to contribute. We can't rely on the one guy just to keep scoring week in, week out. And the way they're interchanging, Stevie, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for Cortez to get on the score sheet. I mean, he could have had one or two the other night, and it's good position play. It was a nice pass into him. And that's what we're looking for. These other players to step up and help Dessers and Silva. You know, that's it. But see, the most important thing is we're in a position where we just need to keep winning every game. And if we win that and batter them twice when we play them, or beat them at Ibrox and take a draw up there, if we have to, because we'll be tapping it, we'll be above them by then. So it wouldn't matter. But the thing is to get the job done, and we'll need to do it whatever way possible. We need all these players to contribute.
Aye, you're totally right. That's what the bench is all about. You're wanting a strong player to gaff and an evenly stronger one to come on. Scott Wright's worked now under 4 different managers, I believe, and he's no improved at all. The boy has been absolutely lucky that when I look at Scott Wright, he was playing in the Europa final, that boy. I can't get my head up, no. But the bottom line is, you're totally right. You're wanting your bench to come on and back up the team that's already on the park fighting. But Scott Wright, for me, mate, you're being too nice. And this is the problem for me. He's an absolute imposter. He should never have pulled the blue jersey out of his head. Stevie G's seen something in him, and he probably seen pace in him, and thinking maybe he could do something with him, his end product or whatever, I don't know. But that's 4 managers now Southside, and the boy's not improving at all. He's had a couple of good games at Hampden, but he's scored a couple of nice goals. And that's as far as it goes. That's no good enough for me.
He's flattered to deceive, and he's not been good enough most of the time. You're right, you're critical, and we deserve to be, big man, because when we've seen him in that, he's just not producing it. But I think maybe the Scottish element, he was playing on the right wing for Aberdeen, and probably thought we could maybe get him in the team and make him better. He could try and bring him on, and if we could have developed him or he got better, then we might have been able to sell him, or he'd have been an asset to the team because we didn't pay a lot of money for him. But over the period of time we've had him, it's not really worked out for us, has it?
I think finances at the club at that time when Stevie G brought him in was dictating the kind of level of players. Stevie, he'd obviously seen something there. We played against Aberdeen and it caused us a few problems with his pace and that. But at that time we were trying the likes of Jordan Jones and Brandon Barker, you know. So it wasn't a great deal of money. He's floated about the club for probably longer than what he should have. But I think Stevie's right. I think his time and course is kind of met up with him. So we're probably we have been looking to put him out, to be honest, guys, haven't we, in the last year, 18 months, and things have fell through. But listen, the gaffer's just got to utilise the squad. If he can take out McCausland just every now and again, just to kind of ease him out and then bring him back in, I think that's the way he's going to operate. But he's got competition there now as well. When Matondo's available and Cortez available, we've got Diamond to come in that can play both halves of the park. So there's loads of competition there, but it's all about results now. Get up there and get a 3-point finger.
I think we're probably, Cortez has said, and I think he played left, Davy, and he looks more comfortable on the left. And Matondo looks more comfortable on the left, and we're using McCausland again. We've never really replaced Daniel Candeias. You know, no. He was your winger, and him and Tav were really good together. They worked the ball up the park together many a time, and we have never replaced that. We've had numerous players out there. One night I think we went through a list and we must have easily hit 20 players, maybe even as many. You could probably count 30 players that's actually played in that right-hand side that wasn't a natural winger. And we've got young boy Ross McCausland out there that isn't a winger, that's out trying to do a job in that position. So we're still not actually filled it yet, unless Cortez goes out and plays on the right, Davy.
Well, that's a great point. You made a great point. As I said there a couple of minutes ago, I wish we had another McCausland, just even as you saying he's not a natural winger. But he handles that position. I hate getting on about Scott Wright. I don't enjoy it at all. But any time I see that, this is just my opinion, guys. When I see that man coming on, I just feel we're weakening our team. I don't know if you think that makes sense, but I just shake my head and say, that's not improving us, that's weakening us.
Davey, to be fair, we're like that when you come in here too.
That's no nice, you. That's no nice. Davey's a faithful guy. He comes on here regular and puts
Oh my
good
goodness.
points
Oh my
across.
goodness.
I can take it. James from Tennessee was on last night, and he gave me a couple of nice compliments.
Oh, was James on, was he?
Yeah, he was on last night. He's called me Young Davey now. He says, Davey, I feel sorry for you. You get bars to pull at the post. I went, I know, I love it. I love it.
Well, James, I've not heard James on for a while. It's good he's phoned up, mate, and come on. But listen, Davey, there's more chance of him going first than you, so don't you worry about it, mate, right?
I don't. It's the best show in town, guys. I love it.
So, if I on you go, Stevie.
I can't believe Alec Kelly's trying to get into the dream team and he's slagging the old Capitano all day, mate. Honestly, I've got to wise up Southside. He went to the dream team. That man thought that he was hanging out a Silver Cross pram with the Devils for dinner. You're having a pop.
I know, I was just thinking that. I'm sure AK's more pushed him about in a Silver Cross palm with Venetian blinds in the front of it.
Oh, brilliant. I'm only 75, guys, not 105.
Well, listen, I know we're laughing and joking. It's a difference from where it was before Phil Clement came in, is it no? When you think about it. I mean, if you look at it realistically, he's gave us... I kept saying, listen, we chase him down, we could be sitting there. Who's not to say we couldn't be tapped by the time we played round about January, right? So it's took to February to get there. But we're there now. And we've got the momentum. That mob's crapping themselves. No, they're absolutely crapping themselves because they know we're right on their tails now. And it's just about us having to win every game. And I can't wait till we get them at Ibrox because it's time we addressed everything and we just give them it that day. And then we just gives us the incentive. Unless they drop something before then. But we just need to soldier on and do what we're doing. And we're in the right good place now, Stevie. We've got the momentum and we've got Clement, the captain, the worship, leading the team and making sure that every player wants to play that 11.
That's correct. No, it springs to mind here, boys. Greece, Rydale High. We're going to rip them. We're going to roll them. And we're going to come back and ring that victory bell. I'm telling you the new year, right, Southside. Man, we're going to lay a statement down to them when they come to Ibrox. We're going to gob them. We're going to give them a doing this time. They already know that they've been lucky. They've had decisions. They've had the rub of the green, pardon the pun. They've had everything that could go their way. And they struggled to beat 10-man Rangers. They were actually more relieved when that final whistle went than anybody, that last Old Firm game. They've had absolute luck and decision after decision. But listen, we need to tuck teams away ourselves. We can't get carried away. Big Phil's got the feet in the ground and the mind on the game. And he's listen, I'm getting a better sleep at night knowing he's my manager. You know. Can I ask the panel a wee question? And if we can all work it between us, it would be magic. Who is out of contract at the end of the season and who could we get rid of?
Well, there's a few of them, obviously Jack and Kemar, Roof and all that. I think we've been joined by Warren. How you doing, Warren?
Good.
All right, Warren.
Oh, I think he's disappeared. He'll maybe come back. Don't know. That's what happens. See, Davey, doesn't it just happen to you, pal?
It must have the same phone as me.
Aye. No, Stevie, aye, we'll have a few. The good thing is, I'm looking forward to... We want to talk about this season. We want to get the success that we think we're going to get. And if he can pull this off and get us this league championship and the Scottish Cup in the bag, then that's more than what we thought when he first came in. Let's be honest. And you can see the difference that he's making to the team and how they're responding to him. I think Warren's back. Are you there, Warren?
Yes, I'm back there. I think I was using the old Davies gas ear phone there.
What would you like to say, Warren?
I was just going to say, right, seen the last couple of years, see when the Scottish Cup draw was getting made in the quarterfinals, you were actually a wee bit feared in case, whoever you drew. See now, this season, you're like, we fear no one. All right, we got a tricky one, Easter Road, but a few years back, you were a wee bit feared, yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is, the way it's going just now, the distress signals are being fired out from the other side of the city. So it's all positive. And as somebody was saying earlier on, if they win and we win, that's what matters, We can drop points, we can drop points, but it's just a case of we just keep winning, and then it's if we score more goals than them, and the way Rangers are going, I don't see any problems just now. I don't see it at all.
AK?
Aye, you're right there, Warren. I think it was myself, pal, that I kind of listened to the Heart and Hand podcast earlier, and Edgar said that day. He says people were worried about scoring X amount of goals to go top of the league, and it would have been nice. But
Aye.
You've got to remember, we could go top of the league at the weekend if they drop any points. If they drop any points at any weekend, we could go top of the league as long as we keep winning. So the goal difference isn't a focus now. The focus is about winning, and I think that Clement said it in his presser before the match. And if you kind of look at the reaction of the crowd with certain goals, they got a wee bit edgy, and then when we got the third one, they were trying to push them on the line. So I think maybe actually the team lost that wee bit of focus, and that's maybe why we were snatching at some shots and what have you. But he'll, say calm down, and put that calming influence again. So, but you're right, it's all about 3 points in the victories now.
Definitely.
You go on.
I was going to say, they keep winning, we keep winning, and I saw a wee bit of that, and I don't really watch much of them. I know on the show we don't like to talk about them, but as I say, the distress signals have been fired out from over there. That fella's losing a plot. He was talking a lot of nonsense tonight in his press conference, and then it's a tricky one. You know yourself, we're Ross County, we thought we'd hammer them, and you always think you're going to hammer the wee teams. See, it's the half time at Parkhead tomorrow, and it's not each. The natives will be going after nuts. They're feeling the pressure more than we are. We're not expected to win the league. They are expected to win it. And that's why I think the pressure is on them. And then, as I say, I think Rangers are just going through the gears just now. We're getting into a bit of momentum. I think Silva, he'll start to produce a bit of goods in the month of February, getting into March. And then the big fella's starting to bang them in. And then, particularly like Tom Lawrence coming back, that's going to be a good key for us. If he can hold his fitness, he's a good player and he'll only get better. He's actually a brand new signing. And then I really think we've got a strong momentum moving in here. And everybody needs to remain calm. Don't worry about, if we're not going to go against Ross County, because this is all going to come. It's only middle of February. We're on the march here.
Yeah. Go yourself.
That's it. We have got momentum, and that's what I said. Me and Stevie's looking forward to Sunday, getting up there to McDermott Park. Right. It's not the greatest time. A kick-off's 12 o'clock. The park will be as we spoke about. I'll come to Davy. As we spoke about, the surface will not be great, but Warren, it's just about getting the 3 points. Great chances. We're expecting to score goals. And you've got to work for it. You've got to fight for it, Davy. You've got to have the attitude and application for the start. But that's what he's installed into the team, and we've got tactics and a style, Davy. So we're going up there and we're thinking we should get the result.
Yeah, especially away from home. When you're playing away from home, you want the 3 points. I know that people are coming for you about goal differences. I think the anticipation on the midweek game was because everybody descends the psychological feeling if they get another goal, we go top on a goal. I don't want to go top on a goal. I want to go top with 4 points and a goal. You know what I mean?
Aye. Aye, Davey. I know. Listen, I just think we've done the right thing. We've waited for that game to come in hand, Stevie. That's what we're waiting for. And we've been winning, and that's the only thing we can do. But now we're in the we're in the right spot now. We just need to get the hammer done and just keep the momentum going, and that's it. Just to win at all costs, Stevie. Just keep winning.
I think Warner's spot on. If Kilmarnock can hold them to half time, they'll need 3 pair of pants instead of their normal 2 in that run. I'll tell you that right now. The cracks will start to go, the crowd will start to get against them. And if they drop any points, guys, and we win on Sunday, oh, come on, man, be brilliant. Be absolutely brilliant. Even if they won 1-0 and we won 2-0 and we go on top of them, is that not correct? Aye.
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 Right, because we've conceded less.
No,
If we no,
No, it's not right, 'cause
it's not, Stevie.
goals.
There's 4 goals or something, or whatever it was for. But we've got
4 goals,
conceded
yeah.
less.
Aye.
We've conceded less. You asked me earlier about the out-of-contract players, Stevie.
Aye.
McLaughlin, Roof, Jack, Barisic, and Lundstrom.
Aye.
They're the ones that are out of contract.
There you go. And think of the money. Even if you let all them go for hee-haw, think of that would free up.
There's chunky wages in there, Warren. I know the financial guy was on and had done an interview during the week talking about money and finances and stuff. But we've let a lot of sort of money disappear, and we have brought in some money when you look at Joe Aribo and Bassey and that. But we've been losing money on Kent, Morales and stuff, and 1 or 2 other players that we've let go as well, and we used to even let them go out of contract in the past, just to get rid of them. But we need to start being more prudent. I think that's the way it's going to be going forward. I think when we signed Diamandi, you're signing Cortez, and even to the point where Cantwell will end up getting sold back at some point. And Raskin had visions of going to Chelsea at some point in his career, Warren. So he has to start playing before he'll be going anywhere like that.
Well, the thing about Raskin is, see if he's ever had a good game. I think it's maybe once or twice. And the Monday morning, he's out in the papers talking about the English Premiership, right? Now, enough about that. What I'm thinking is, well, things are changing now, with the way we're bringing people in. See the likes of the 2 new guys that's actually come in. Who was behind that? Who was actually behind bringing in the wee winger and the guy who is an impersonator of the boy that we let go to Leeds?
Kamara,
aye, crikey, the name escaped me there. Aye, who actually was behind that? Was that the new regime?
You'd like to think it was that Niels Copen, aye.
Aye.
You'd like to think it was him.
So.
I'd like it even better, Warren. I'd like even better if maybe when he was doing his old job, he had his eye to take them somewhere else, and he's took them to us. But Phil Clement's alluded to the fact he's worked with Colombian and that before and stuff, and he likes their mentality and all that. So he might have had a bit to play in it as well. But I think it's a new regime, Davey. What do you think?
Aye, well, very good point, that actually. Out of that, just come back to you were talking about the out of contract players. I would only keep one of them, and that's Lundstrom. You're going to keep. He's on form now, and he's worth another year. But
Davey, if you give him a year, he's out of contract again. You've got to look long term. If Phil Clement wants to keep him, Davey, and he's in a decent batter for him, I'll come to AK and see what he thinks. I think he wants to keep him and all, but it's a lot of money. And I just think players age, they get slower, and he plays a lot of games. He's not been injured that often. I just think he's miles off the pace, and when it comes to European football and stuff like that, and we have to get in there and do well in Europe, because that's the club's made it clear. The further you go in Europe, the more kudos we get, and it's crucial to the club. And I just don't see Lundstrom in a midfield in Europe where he'll be on the ball dictating play. We don't do that very often in Europe anyway, so we basically run about and chase, let's be honest. Even when Gerrard was there, we still had to do a lot of running off the ball. I just don't think he's got that level of fitness, AK, and that to do it. Maybe in the Premier League here, but he's down tools too often for me at times, and his attitude, and he's playing well now, but he's not for me long term.
Nah, well, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, Albert said pretty similar as well, but at this moment in time, I would say his influence on our team has been huge, and Clement can only go with that. He doesn't. He said when he comes in, everybody's got a blank sheet now, and then it's up to you. His story is for where he comes in, and you're looking at it from Clement's point of view. He's never let him down. He's a mainstay in that team. He's always fit, and he offers us a stability in there, just to kind of, just calm the nerves a wee bit. You're on about Europe, aye, okay, Champions League, but we're not going to operate at the highest level Champions League. Our team's no built for that. But Europa League, you've got to say there's been more good games and bad games. But listen, you go back to Connor Goldson, pretty similar age. He got offered a 4-year contract. I wouldn't be going down that route because we're kind of stuck with him now unless we're looking to move him on maybe in the summertime to recoup some of that. But you also look at Modric in Real Madrid, well into his 30s and still performing. There's different scales of player, I realise that.
I was going to say that, yeah.
But listen, if he's doing a job for the team, for Clement, I think he's worthy of probably a 2-year with an option of a third, and then maybe punt him after the couple of years.
Punt him. You'd be trying to punt him at 32. Know what I mean? Listen, Aris Limassol said it all to me. He couldn't even chase a boy down the line. Stevie, what do you think?
Listen, listen, what do you know? You've Harold Davis in that team instead of John Gregg. Come on. What do you know? Anyway, listen, this is how I see it. I was in your camp, Southside, and I can honestly see why you're saying that long term, right? How you don't want to make a contract, right? But under Phil Clement, he's played excellent. Why would Phil Clement no give him a contract? Got to answer that. He's been excellent since he came in.
I know. I'm not saying he's not playing well, but listen, you've got to think of it going forward. We've got Diamandi in there. We've got Raskin, who you're hoping is going to start performing. He'll probably go and buy another midfielder. We'll have to buy. So I don't see how Lundstrom's going to be in that team week in, week out as his mainstay. He might be. And if he doesn't, he keeps him and he stays in this forum, fine. But, nah, in Europe, he'll get past and he'll be a statue in Europe. And you're talking about Europa League. Even in that, we've got to go for in Europe. We've got to hang me. He's doing all right now, but it's a wee purple patch he's in. He was in a purple patch under Gio when we're in the Europa League run. And then you see what he done before that.
Well, in a purple patch. 14 or 15 games is well in a purple patch. Come on, Southside. Come on, man. Give the boy a bit of credit. He's been outstanding for us. I can honestly...
I would agree. He's been in there since the end of January. Normally, he's peaked round about the kind of March time. He has started getting through the gears just now. I would say that.
Do you think he was good the other night? David, do you think he was good the other night?
I thought he was. But I know where you're coming from, Suicide, and I can totally agree with you. And I get Stevie's point as well. At the moment, I was meaning at the moment when we're talking about getting contracts. But you just came away with a great comment there about you think Clement will get another midfielder in. Well, that would be fine if that's going to happen. But at this moment in time, you've got to, when it gets closer to the end of the season, he'll realise if he's want to keep him or not. So I'll be really doing to what Clement wants, not how he's playing.
I agree 100%. If he keeps him and he signs and he gets games week in, week out and his form's good, fine. It's good enough for me, but I just think long term, I think he's just cajoling all the players now, to be honest, because he's keeping them all fresh and changing it about. And I'll be down to the club and what his demands are as well. AK. What's that?
It happened Sunday, Southside.
He'll hit a rasper or something, won't he? From outside the box. And I'll be singing John Lundstrom's the best on earth. But at the end of the day, listen, we want every Rangers player that wears the blue jersey to do well for the Glasgow Rangers. That's what we want. So, but long term, players age your time and all that. You give him a 3-year deal and maybe he's playing well and now come back next season and maybe your legs start to go at some point. No, and you've got another 2 year left in that contract and you're trying to punt him. So, aye, he's playing well and now, Warren, but long term, you've got to look at the bigger picture as well.
I'm sure the manager will be as well. You know, he will know better than we do, you know.
I think he'll have somebody, AK. I think we'll be getting another midfielder anyway in the summer. I think there'll be a few players getting shipped out. Money will get brought in and we'll be going and getting a couple of other midfielders anyway, I believe.
See, I know what you're saying, but see, for me, see the priority, I think we've got to look at a striker option, obviously, because of what we've been left with. But I think we're really looking to refresh the defence more than the midfield. I compare it to last year when we were running down the contract and you seen the performances that Kent and Morelos were getting. You couldn't accuse Lundstrom of being in that sort of bracket. So that's how I'm saying I think he would be worth 2 with maybe an option of a third one, but looking to sell him. You're protecting an asset. Give the guy the credit because he's playing well. He's playing for the team. Listen, football players are all mercenaries. They're looking for that big contract to either move on to another club or else secure their family at the club that they're at now. So if a guy's playing well, he's showing a great attitude, then I don't see a problem in rewarding him with another contract. And if he moves on and he's still playing well a year, 18 months down the line now, you should be recouping some money that you paid for him. And that's the problem with the club because we've let Kent go where we paid $7 million for him. We could have cashed in Morelos. These 2 guys walked away for nothing. Golson was walking away for nothing and we gave him an £8 million contract. You know what I mean? We just need to be working a wee bit smarter with the finances and the contracts for these sort of players, their value to the team and their value to Clonmont.
Alec
Yep.
Kelly, who's doing better? Big Looney for Rangers or Southside, these Super Six?
You'll be getting a seat down with the normals, by the way, on Sunday. You keep this nonsense up, boy. You'll be down there with. I'm not even saying his name. You know who you'll be sitting down beside. You'll not get by the toilet. You know the script.
Don't know who he's putting me next to. The idiot.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
That's terrible. That's terrible. What was your friend?
You're my wingman, but sometimes you have to get put in your place, and that's where you'll sit next to. Not having any of that. But anyway, yes.
Can I ask you a wee question?
Yes, mate. You can ask me anything.
Sorry for deviating away from the football. I've not heard Jaffa for a wee while. Is he okay?
Aye, Jaffa will be back at some point, mate. Aye, he's not right. Aye, he will be back.
My best regards to him. I like listening to Jaffa. No, carry on, guys, carry on.
No, listen, as we said, Warren, we knew have all got belief. I think the man's got us to where we are, and we all know now that this league's title's on. We're thinking a treble, mate. Honestly, that's the way it is it no, Warren? Everybody should believe that we can do this treble now. It's there in the grasp and it's there, and that mob's falling apart. And even if they keep winning their odd game in that, we know that we can beat them at Ibrox. That's what we have to do. Then we go up to that gyro dome up there. We could go up there and take a point if we have to. We want to cement them that day. I know. I really want to go up there and cement them. But failing that, we keep the wins going, and we can even go up there and take a point after them. We win that league. That's it. The league will win. We'll win the league. Simple as that.
Southside, when I come on to start the call, I think I'd said I believe it's there for Rangers just now. We fear no one just now. I said about the draw in the Scottish Cup. Now, we're due to beat them in a big game, and we will do that in the game in April at Ibrox. We will punish them. We'll do that. I do not fear going to Parkhead right now. I think we'll a draw with a bad result, I think we'd beat them at Parkhead. I've every confidence in Rangers just now, the way they're playing, we're going through the gears. As I said, to me, the distress signals have been fired out left, right and centre, and then they'll drop points for now until April, and then we'll beat them at Ibrox, and I think we'll take them at Parkhead. I think it'll be another, remember when McCann scored, was it 98? It could have been 98, no, was it 98? No. But we'll do them. I've every confidence in Rangers. I think they've got them. The manager is talking turkey just now, and the guy's going off his nut. He's talking absolute mince. Rangers are playing well. We fear nothing off of them just now. And it's just a case of matching them, every result, match their points, maybe nick a few goals here and there. They will drop points, and we've got them. And the other thing I would like to say is, next season will be even better. No matter what happens this season, next season will be even better. But this season, I have every confidence in Rangers, and I do not feel them one bit at all.
Techie team's on fire, Techie team's on fire. Aye, we're looking.
Well done, then.
Aye, I'm sure we'll rock the place on Sunday, Stevie. Looking forward to Sunday. I'm sure it'll be bouncing up there. As soon as we get there, a couple of hours up the road, and the battle fever's on, mate.
Oh, aye. As soon as we're off that bus, we'll head right out to the horses and kick a few of them to death. Then we'll raid the pie stall, and then we'll get into the UB with our flares and all that. I'm burnt on my eyebrows away anyway, so no matter. We'll set it off. That's the bottom line. Can I just ask Warren a wee question? Warren, have you been listening so long?
Sorry, say that again, Stevie.
I'm saying, have you been listening to the platform for a while? You've been listening long?
Stevie, I've been phoning in maybe for about 3 or 4 years. I phone in every now and again.
Aye. Oh, it's just.
And can I just ask you something? Sorry, I've been through the other pages the night, and I'm just looking. Have you any idea of a good chip shop that does a home delivery for a steak pie supper?
Warren, enough says. You're a long time. Well done. Listen, Warren, if you'd like to see one after the show's finished, I'll give you a couple of menus for a few places.
Aye, Marvin, just now, I am ready for it, aye.
Well done, Warren, that was class. Well done. Do you take salt and sauce? Are you out that direction? No?
Not at all, no.
Oh, no. So it's salt and vinegar. You're a salt and vinegar man.
That's it, aye.
I like a couple of Jimmy Nichols with my steak pie supper. Do you take a couple of Jimmy Nichols with yours?
Oh, I just like it. Steak pie supper, that'll do me, steak pie supper. And I thought you're the man to recommend it. In the west of Scotland, Home delivery.
You know what they do with these steak pies, don't you? When they cook them in there first and then they put them back, they dip them twice. It's not a good thing. It's not good for your diet, steak pie out of chip shop, mate.
I know it's not. I know.
There's not such a thing as a bad steak pie. Wrap it to 2 years. Listen,
talking about wrapping it, I'm getting shouted at for the Techie team, so it's time to wrap it up, guys. So Warren, thanks for phoning in first and foremost, mate. Always welcome, as you know. So if you'd like to say the last few words before we wrap it up, mate.
But listen, great to speak to you guys, and as you say, I was glass half full when it comes to Rangers. I've been phoning the show on and off, I might go a few months, no bother, and then but tonight I thought the 2 years are on and 2 class acts. I don't know where the big chief is tonight, but it's always great.
Tell you, Warren, brilliant, mate, absolutely brilliant. He's easily forgot about, by the way, because he's trying to go on a Wednesday. Brilliant, mate. I appreciate that comment.
Aye. Great to speak to you guys.
Thanks very much, Warren. Thanks as always, mate, for phoning in. Always welcome, mate, on the show. Davey boy.
Thank you. Yes, I love it when you...
3 months, Warren.
Right, you ready for this?
Aye, on you go.
Okay. It's always a pleasure to hear AK, and the rest just sort of fit in with him. But it's a marvellous show, guys. I just hope we're always happy the way we are at the moment, and long may it continue. And thanks for taking us the call tonight, and God bless the Gers. And you two have a safe journey up and back. Okay, good night, guys.
Cheers, Davey. Thanks very much, mate. Is there anybody left? Is just us three now, is it? Aye. AK.
I would just like to say, Davey, best caller of the night. But no, really, no, well done, Warren. Welcome back. You're always welcome in amongst the Bears here. But thanks to yourself, Southside, Big Stevie. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show tonight, and we'll look forward to a Rangers victory on Sunday.
Here.
Stevie.
Oh, brilliant. Good wee night tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Patter's great. We're on at such a high with Big Phil's come in, and what he's doing wonders. He really is, man. He's magic, and everybody's on a high. But can I just say something to you and EK? I wish we could let the punters hear the after show last Friday. That was absolutely brilliant. Fox was in top form, man. So he was. But anyway, another great night on a free platform for the Rangers support. You phone up, they phone you back. Does it cost you a penny? And it's all about opinions. Thanks for having me, Southside. You've done well tonight being the captain. Okay, mate.
Cheers, buddy. No, I'd just like to thank all Davey and Warren, first and foremost, for phoning in tonight. I'd like to thank everybody who's listening to the show tonight as well. And I'd like to thank you two guys for helping us out. I thoroughly appreciated it and thoroughly enjoyed it tonight with you two. I'd like to thank Fox and Old School Blue for doing the show, because without them there is no show. So roll on, Rangers. We're off to Perth on Sunday to make them famous for a day. So let's get into them, Rangers. One team, one crown. Take it away, Foxy boy.